Hey, welcome back to the channel. Look at what we got here. We got a K speaker soundbar to try out. They sent us this speaker. They've been sending it to around to different people to get the word out. They are proud of their product. They're not putting any stipulations on it. They want people to give an honest review. It's like, here, try our product. They've got this soundbar. They've got, I think, another big one. And I think they started with little soundbars for motorcycles. Like, for example, on my son's Harley here, they have a speaker that's basically a soundbar, but I think it's the length that you could actually put it here on the handlebar area, and on a bike like this that don't have a fairing and you know, all that fancy stuff like a street glide would have, you can have sound. So that's a neat idea. Maybe they'll send me one of those if they like this video. I'm sure my son would like to try that out on his Harley. Anyway, this thing here, and this is the part that really makes me curious. It says ultra power, ultra bass. I love bass. And then it says 2,000 watt. How can that possibly be 2,000 watt? I don't know. We're going to see. We'll open this thing up. I got a couple of good ideas to do with this. This General does have the ride command system with rougher Fosgate and the 400 watt stereo system. People that have been with me a long time know that I put a heater in it. This was one of the first XP Generals when they came out with that system. And the heater that goes in it goes in the exact spot of the subwoofer. So there's no subwoofer. If this thing has more bass than the system in there, and that system does sound awesome even without the subwoofer in there. If this has more bass than that, I'll be using it inside. But I have a couple of other ideas also. So this also lights up, so you kind of get like a dance party thing. But a couple of my ideas are, this thing would be awesome to put in the bed for when you're tailgate partying and stuff. You know, you ride up somewhere or you're at camp or whatever, you can have this thing going. People can hook their Bluetooth up to it and just have a good time. But my truck camper, it does not have an outside stereo system at all. So I was thinking this would be awesome if it sounds good. I got a feeling it's gonna. To get it set up where I can use it for an outside speaker for that. Could also use it on a boat. This boat of my wife's, it has a stereo system, but it don't have any bass or anything like that. If you put one of those ski rack things on it, so you got the bar up there, it'd be awesome for an application like that. So we're going to open this thing up, we're going to hook it up, and we're going to see how it sounds. And everyone come along and let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. All right, so I just opened up the box, and this is something impressive. When have you seen a company that has full color instructions in the box? Tells you what's in here, tells you how to wire it, gives you information about it. You never get that. I don't know when I've ever had full color. That is nice. I really appreciate that. Major points to K Speaker on that one. That is awesome. Because even before everyone was going to, oh, get your instructions online, it's just black and white instructions. So the other thing that's awesome in this, where is it? It comes with 2 remote controls. Who does that? All right, we'll get this thing pulled out of the box and I'll bring you back. All right, here's something else impressive I gotta show you. This thing is wrapped, fully taped on the ends, around the back, and that was in these little foam pieces right inside that box. And then that box came in another box. I'm sure you guys out there are having the same issue I am. When you order thing anymore. They'll put a big old item that's heavy in a big giant box with a piece of paper, and they think that's going to make it survive, and it shows up and the box is destroyed because the item in there's just sliding all around and the product's damaged. They got this thing packed in there. It could go through a freaking earthquake. It could go through a war. I don't know. It can handle some stuff. So I was just undoing this, and I thought I better comment on that, because that is impressive also. Box of spare parts. I have not opened this yet. Let's see what's inside here. Ah, there's all the different mounting options. They got stuff for mounting around round bars. I think they got stuff for mounting it to square stuff or flat stuff. Then they got these safety wires. They got the tools, so you don't even need to own tools to put this thing in. Yeah, here's the other mounting system. And here's the two remotes I was talking about. You got wiring over here. You got all these different connections for all the different options. So I'll go ahead and get this thing opened up. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. We'll see what it looks like together. Maybe, come on, see if I can keep the camera looking at it. Pretty sleek. And this thing is pretty heavy, so that's promising. If you know anything about speakers, there's no good speaker out there that's light. So they're not giant. You see little tweeters in there, and then it's got these 6 little speakers behind there. And then, I don't know. Oh, that is either a speaker on the end, or that is probably more of a passive radiator. So let's see. It has no vents, I don't think. No, it's got no vents. So yeah, that's a passive radiator. So for those of you that don't know what a passive radiator is, if you have a sealed box, if you want good sound, the speakers got to move in and out. So there's got to be something to alleviate them. So a passive radiator, it moves in and out when the stuff is moving. And if I'm thinking correctly, they actually give you a little bit of sound too. It gives you a different type of bass than a box that is vented. I can't remember which. One of them gives you a deeper bass or a harder bass. I don't remember which is which. Anyway, so here's the top. It's got this little track on the top. All these screw holes, so you can use these mounts here. It's got controls on the front. It's got this remote with all these controls. Let's see, power, mode, standby, rock, pop. Oh, that's probably standard. Standard, rock, pop, jazz, light, so you can turn on the little light party. So we're going to go ahead and hook up some power to this thing, and we're going to give it a try and see what it sounds like. All right, stand by. All right, everyone, you're here with me. I just pushed the power button on the remote control. Comes with 2 remotes, but 1 set of batteries. That's interesting. Anyway, so you got the different colors going across that thing. It's all lit up. Then we got modes, Bluetooth, equalizer, all kinds of cool stuff. Red does different modes. Okay, so honestly, all I did was I pushed mode on this, and that light turned, and I have not read those instructions yet. I turned it on. Apparently, I must have my Spotify running on my phone, because it kicked on to a song, and it actually does have some bass. And you know where I got it setting on these aluminum plates, probably not the best option at all, but I'm gonna try a couple of different spots. Thing I gotta be careful with is I want to post this on YouTube, and you know, certain songs you can't do. But there's the option of it being, you know, I can have it up here. I'm gonna set it down here out of curiosity, using the bed as an amplifier, kind of amplifying the sound. And I mean, like I said, I haven't tried anything yet. I haven't read the instructions. It's got equalizer. All right, so there's stuff that I can change on it. I'm assuming that's memory. It has a spot for a USB drive. I do have one of those. Ooh, I could do that. I have one of those that has songs on it. I could put that in there and try that. But one of the things that I wanted to try, and I don't know if I can record at the same time or not, is on Spotify I have a bass test station. It's got 4 or 5, 6, I don't know, different bass songs. I like how the colors change, and these change also. It's got backlights in here. See if you can see it. Yeah, it kind of looks green there. And then lights going around. Let's see. Well, I got a lot of different lights on in here. I was going to turn the lights off, see what it looked like. I'd have to run around the room, because those lights are plugged in over there. The other lights are turned on over there. The other ones are turned on back behind me. Anyway. Alright, let's see. So all I did was turn it down. If I turn it back up, oh, so this would be part of the equalizer part. It's got all these different words on there, and then you got play and stop right there. Okay, pause and stop. Standard, rock, pop. See if we kick it on rock. And then if we were to hit play again, push the up button. Oh, it skips songs. That's good. Okay, I got no idea what that's going to sound like on a video. But I do have to say, I am impressed at how loud it is. This thing's pretty sweet. So let me try to find a bass test, and we'll see what it does on there. And I'll set it down on the bottom out of curiosity and see how that sounds. Okay, I'll just set it in the bed just to see what the difference is. It don't sound bad at all. Okay, so apparently the songs that are playing must be on the little drive. There's a little USB drive on here. I was thinking it hooked to my phone, to my Spotify account, but it's not. It must be this little USB drive in here. They must have put songs in there for you to test it with. Hopefully they're not songs that YouTube's going to kick it off. I tried to keep it short, but I mean, it's no joke. That thing cranks. That's pretty loud. Wow. So, yeah, for fun, I think I'll take some of these here mounts, and I'll go in here See if I got enough light for you to see. And see what it's like inside the cab out of curiosity. So on the General, there's a round bar up here, and there's a round bar right down here. Everything else is, I think they call it a D or whatever. It's got the little flat spots in it for the weather stripping, so your doors seal better. I'm going to hang it on one of those, and I'm going to try it inside there and see what that's like. And then I'll go ahead and try to figure out how to link my Bluetooth to it. And I'm sure it'll be pretty simple since it's got all these instructions here in color. Remote, wiring, interface, USB port, line in, auxiliary in. I think you can hook more than one of these up also. So that'll be something interesting. I might look at if I can hook this up to my other system. That might be neat. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, here's the different mounts. You got these here you can put on there, and then you got these for going around pipes. You got these little safety wires. You got Velcro strips that you can put through. If you put these on, you can just run a Velcro strip through there. That's probably what I'll do for this testing it. What else we got? Technical parameters, frequency response, Bluetooth connection distance, 32 feet, RCA out. Oh, it has an RCA out, so yeah, you can hook other things up to this. Got all the information on the back. It'll run on anywhere from 10.5 to 16 volts. Okay, so control, quick switch, Bluetooth modes, press Bluetooth button to enter Bluetooth pairing mode. The mode indicator shows blue flashing, then open the Bluetooth function. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. There it is, if you want to read it. And then get all this information. Short press up to select a song. Short press down to select a song. Controlling the main unit. Hook to a battery. Yeah, and talk about simple. For testing this thing, I actually have, it comes, like I said, comes with all the wiring. I just got it hooked to a battery that I got. I didn't even run wires inside yet. But I am definitely going to be using this thing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try that inside and see what I come up with. Alright, so got this little bracket. It'll slide right on here. And then it's got the rubber piece on top. You pull those out. And then you got these little flathead screws. Drop down in there. Line it up with your deal. Grab one of the wrenches that comes with it. Flip that thing around until it lines up. Okay. Well, it's easy to do when I've got both hands. That's funny. Alright, we'll take that out. We'll take this out. Turn that over so I can get that thing out of there again. There we go. Put it back in here. It just slides down. I'll put it, line up the center holes. Now I'll do it a little different. See if I can do this with one hand. And see if I can get myself to look through the phone. Line those up, drop it in the hole. No, it went flat. Yeah, I can't do it with one hand. I'm going to have to put the phone down. Anyway, so you slide those on. You got these little screws that can go in there. You can use these things. Different sizes. You can use the Velcro strips. They got U-bolts. I'm not sure how you attach those yet if you were to use the U-bolts. Maybe they'd slide through this. I'm not sure. But lots of different mounting options. So I'm going to go ahead and get those set up. Okay, there it is inside my machine. And I went back and forth. I played that. And I turned on my Bluetooth and I played my ride command. And if any of you out there know about ride commands, you know that they're very expensive. It's an expensive addition to add to your machine, and it's only on Polaris. And then if you want to buy the system outright, it's like $2,500. And this thing here is a couple $100. And they're really close in sound. This is definitely worth the money. I'd be curious to what, since it has RCA out, what else you could hook up to that and play around with different sounds. That would be interesting. See if you can make it even more vibrant or deeper bass, or I don't know. If you hook another one of those up and you have one on either side of a rig and you're right in between them, oh my goodness, that would run you out. It's impressive. Nobody's paying me to say that. All right, if you guys want one of those, it's definitely worth picking up. K speaker, K66 Max. It's no joke. And I believe that their price point is lower than other competitive brands doing the same product. And it's got all this good hardware with it, and it sounds good inside this machine. I think I'm rambling now. I'm saying the same thing over and over. And the lights are always fun. But yeah, I'm going to play with that. Since I already have a system in here, I'm going to play with that and other things, like I said earlier in the video. I'm going to set something up to use that for my camper. If I had another one of those, I'd put one in the boat. I'm really curious what the little one for the motorcycles are like. Put one on either the boys' Harley there, or even on my, I've got a TW over there. When I'm out cruising around in the woods, I could be annoying everyone coming with a bunch of music. That'd be sweet. Anyway, yeah, it's worth it. All right, I've rambled on enough. Obviously, I'm enjoying this, or I would stop talking. So, thanks for watching. You can get your K speaker online, and enjoy. Let me know what you think about it if you get one yourself. Appreciate it. See ya. That's halfway up.